You gotta hand it to our Chief Justice, John Roberts. He's a staunchly conservative guy, but he is not a Trump supporter, and he's not afraid to buck party orthodoxy. This is from CNN. Chief Justice Roberts pushed back on President Trump's escalating rhetoric against the federal judiciary on Tuesday in a highly unusual statement that appeared to be aimed at the president's call to impeach judges who rule against him. Quote, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision," Roberts said in a statement released by the Supreme Court. "The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose." Roberts' statement did not mention Trump by name, but it came hours after the president stepped up his attacks on federal judges by specifically calling for U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, who has temporarily blocked the deportations of alleged Venezuelan gang members, to be impeached. Several Trump allies, including Musk, have been calling for weeks to impeach judges amid a slew of preliminary rulings against the Trump administration. Trump's rhetoric opposing the judiciary has been far more aggressive than during his first term, and the administration's approach has raised fears of a constitutional crisis. Yeah, this is really bad from Trump. This is a load of nonsense, and I'm glad the Chief Justice, the guy at the very top, is finally stepping up and saying, okay, no, this is not a thing. Even if he's not calling him out by name, we need that stuff out there. We need that out there so that people know, yes, judges get to review what the executive branch does. That is a thing. That's a thing that's existed for a long, long time, centuries. As Chief Justice Roberts said, 2 centuries. And you do not get to call for their impeachment because you do not like the decisions that are coming out of the court. That's not a thing that's happened. U.S. presidents have not done that. And U.S. presidents, they still express disagreement with Supreme Court decisions. Think about Miranda v. Arizona and your Miranda rights. When he was running for president, Richard Nixon was bashing that decision nonstop, and he said it was just a huge giveaway to criminals, and it was a bunch of soft on crime nonsense. But he was not out there calling for Chief Justice Warren, who wrote the opinion, and the justices who joined that opinion to be impeached. That would be insane. Richard Nixon has limits that Donald Trump does not. Republican members of Congress responding to the president have moved to impeach federal judges who serve lifetime appointments. Texas Republican Representative Brandon Gill said on social media Tuesday that he introduced articles of impeachment against Boasberg. Quote, "This radical left lunatic of a judge, a troublemaker and agitator who was sadly appointed by Barack Hussein Obama, was not elected president. He didn't win the popular vote by a lot. He didn't win all 7 swing states," Trump posted on Truth Social. "This judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached." What a temper tantrum, and he threw in the classic gem, that adorable little remark known as the Barack Hussein Obama thing. Trump acknowledged Roberts' comments in an interview Tuesday with Fox News host Laura Ingraham. Quote, "Well, Roberts didn't mention my name in the statement, and I just saw it quickly," Trump said. "He didn't mention my name, but many people have called for Boasberg's impeachment, the impeachment of this judge." Many people have called for his impeachment. Many people are saying what he did was so bad it should be impeached. By many people, do you mean hard-right lunatic supporters of yours? Is that what it's limited to? Can you name someone other than hard-right lunatic supporters of yours, Mr. President? Please, I'd love to know. Still, the president insisted he does not plan to defy court orders that his administration doesn't agree with. Quote, "No, I never did defy a court order. You can't do that," Trump said. "However, we have bad judges. We have very bad judges, and these are judges that shouldn't be allowed. I think at a certain point you have to start looking at what do you do when you have a rogue judge? What do you do when you have a rogue president? How about that? That's the question we should be asking. A rogue billionaire, a rogue richest man on the planet who thinks that he gets to control the federal government without being elected. How about that? How about that in violation of separation of powers, blatantly disregarding the U.S. Constitution? How about that? It's about time federal judges step up and say, no, 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 no. Now, they could get more aggressive. There are still judges that are siding with Trump, by the way. Liberals shouldn't get too happy that the judiciary is stepping in, because there are members of the judiciary who side with Trump too. He's not taking all L's, believe it or not. But I'm glad that they're actually serving as guardrails to some extent. And Chief Justice Roberts, a guy who is a Republican appointee and a guy who has sided with Trump in that Trump versus United States case from July of last year, that whole immunity case. He's saying, no, you can't do that. You can't just call for a judge to be impeached just because you don't like their decisions. And it's obvious he's talking to Trump, even though he did not mention Trump by name. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this. Do you give Chief Justice Roberts credit? As always, please like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. This has been the More the Merrier. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you in my next video.